E tuhi rā koe wenu ku te rangi a newa newa ko matawhero ko tau toru ko tā wera te whetū taki ata. Tā kiri te ata, hura te ata, haha te ata ka hura. Ka ao, ka ao, ka ao te pō. Tēnā rā tātou e whakarongo mai nei ki tēnei kōrero mō tō tātou tūpuna Wī Parana e kia nei ko Ngāmamaku. So this here is our ancestor Ngāmamaku, and we're descendants of him. He's our tūpuna.
Ngāmamaku was a close relation or cousin to Te Manu Toheroa, and Te Manu Toheroa was a leading chief of a opipaua, an army that came through Te Tauihu. Ngāmamaku and Te Manu Toheroa were te Atiawa. They were cousins, they were whānau, and they both participated in a number of excursions and battles that were part of the heke in that 1820 period. The last migration of tribes actually from the North Island to Te Tauihu. Following the battles that took place, Te Manu Toheroa settled in the Arapawa, Queen Charlotte Sound area. It was important to Te Manu Toheroa to maintain his mana and his ahika in the western side, and the Parana whānau were sent over to settle in this area as well to represent Manu Toheroa's mana in that migration and those battles.
So Ngāmamaku is holding a whakapakoko, which is a god's stick. Ngāmamaku was the resident tohunga for the Hekenga South and participated both in times of battle and in peace. As a child growing up, I had this image in my head of him almost like a priest king. He was both recognised as a leader of people and a spiritual servant of people as well. By 1834, Ngāmamaku was the resident chief here in Marahau.
Ngāmamaku was respected and admired by both Māori and Pākehā. Samuel Stevens, surveyor, wrote, "Ngāmamaku is the most intelligent and well-informed I have met with. He was formerly a sort of soothsayer among his tribe. I have always found him upright, honourable, truthful and generous."
He is obviously a person of good character.
42 residents, 20 acres in cultivation, 6 goats and 142 pigs.
Whoa. He's a complicated character, and he himself was a gardener and a trader. In fact, he was trading extensively from the garden that he grew in these lands here in Mārahau as far afield as Australia, bringing those profits back to New Zealand, and he'd been purchasing ammunition and he was ferrying that along the coastline to help with the war efforts in the north with his relatives.
He was also an important guide when the early explorers came. His baptised name was Wī Parana, and that name comes from William Thomas Brunner, the explorer, and he talks about Parana as being one of his guides, teaching him about the local flora and fauna as well.
Ngāmamaku, from a Māori perspective, is one of the founding fathers of the region. He was there at Kaiteretere when Arthur Wakefield arrived and negotiated the settlement of the area for Europeans. And Ngāmamaku was one of the leaders that agreed to the tents, and that's really the birth of Nelson and of Motueka of Golden Bay and of this place as a region.
He rangi mātoi ko koe te puna ka mau. Yeah, so Ngāmamaku married Te Rangi Mātoi of Ngāti Rāroa descent. He was also baptised as Iri Hapati, and the name Rangi Mātoi is synonymous in many of the names in our whānau. In those days, that marriage would have been an arranged marriage. The alliance between Te Atiawa and Ngāti Rāroa was an important alliance.
I think for me, I feel incredibly grateful for the contribution that Ngāmamaku has made to our family and to the broader community and area in general. For us, the significance is because he's the first of our ancestors to leave his footprint on these lands.
Every time a visitor walks through the park, he's the first they will meet, and when they leave the park on foot, he's the last person they meet.